To have a sterling silver version of it.
That is sterling silver. We changed it.
And then you guys remember we made a kiddush on Shabbos?
Yeah.
We made a kiddush downstairs, and Mendy Gold, what was his name?
Mendy Goldman.
Mendy Goldman came to the kiddush.
I remember bringing the trophy to the Rav's house on Purim.
What year were you talking about?
We also went to Marky's the night after the other year.
I wasn't there.
I don't know. What was that? 90.
I retired right after that.
Right, we went to Marky's right after the game. The night before Shlita.
What year is it? 91.
1996 when we first won. I retired from baseball so I could become a professional golfer.
What I'll do is we'll have them come in, we'll have a l'chaim, dance them in, we'll have a l'chaim, the Rav speak, and we'll move from there, okay?
Nara.
Is that Akiva trying to control our schedule?
How do you do big streams?
By the way, Yoini and Ali, Mazel Tov on Heshi's engagement.
Thank you very much.
Mazel Tov, really.
This is on also. You wish Moshe Mazel also.
Moshe and Dina here also.
Moshe and Dina are here too.
I'm not worried. I didn't ask you. What are you eating?
Yaini and Ali, your Puck's anniversary around now?
And Shmuel and Shani.
Shmuel and Shani?
What about us? What?
Oh, Yitzchak's anniversary.
No, birthday. Yitzchak's birthday.
Yitzchak's birthday is the same as Shmuel and Shani's anniversary.
Oh.
Right. And my wife's birthday.
And my birthday.
I was also the same
Akiva's
day.
here.
We missed you, Ali.
Kiva.
Yes.
Is that the same mask you wore down for the chuppah?
You can't wear the same mask twice, you know that.
You can't wear the same mask.
You're wearing a long or short tonight?
Okay.
Kiva, you wearing long or short tonight? Not answering the question.
Long. Are you kidding me?
We want to know. We can't see.
Went through the roof wearing long, right?
Right. Are you wearing that back to Toronto?
Is the food, Akiva, is the food there? Did the food get delivered?
No, not yet. It's okay. Is the food delivered? Not yet, right?
Just know if it doesn't.
Yeah, I told you. Welcome to Crown Heights. You tell them it doesn't matter.
What are you They made that. They all the people together.
Listen.
Akiva, let me know if it doesn't get delivered.
Okay.
You have the right address?
Listen, guys.
No, the driver won't go inside.
See, there's a bottle of schnapps there. They're okay.
Is the rub on?
Primary.
Kiva, is there music over there? Shmulezer has a keyboard?
No, unfortunately not.
No, why not? Shmulezer, Mazel Tov.
Gaia.
Everybody sings.
People, give us a sign when the Chassan Kal is coming, because we got the music, we got a whole band lined up. Lipa back here in my pocket.
Get Akiva. We're gonna run the show.
Mazel Tov.
What do you need?
Guys, can you hear us?
Mazel Tov. You got younger. No, you started as an alta tate and then you become an English schmer.
Guys, can you hear us?
Okay, you wanted me to bring the chutz. Listen, guys. Is the Rav here? Let's go.
Waiting for the phone.
Akiva, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, the Rav already came in and I told him that we're not ready, so we'll call him whenever.
Oh boy. Okay, so what do you want me to do? I think we can dance the chassan in and have a l'chaim. If the Rav was here, he could have spoken first.
AB's ready to play whenever they come in.
All right, so let's switch. Very good. So let's dance the chassan kala in. We'll then have a l'chaim, and then AB will play.
Don't dictate to me the schedule. You just.
Of course, I'm going to dictate to your schedule. Who's in charge?
Bring the chas and kala in, and we'll take care of everything else. Enjoy yourself.
I am. This is how I enjoy myself. I've never had a better time in my life.
What do you want to do? Yeah, we'll make a l'chaim. As soon as they're in, we'll play and we'll make a l'chaim.
Okay, so I'm going
You
to
can
bring
see
them
you
in.
smiling
okay, guys,
over
stand
there.
Over here. Guys, stand over here. Okay, because you have to join. Tell them you want to join a meeting. Okay, Sarah's trying to get in.
Hi, baby.
Okay. Ready?
Dude, everybody except AB.
Everybody stand over here.
See.
What's that?
Okay, AB, start playing and everybody will get moving. Let's go.
We all do. My number?
So I'm going to ask everybody to have a look.
You know what? Wash your hands and face, please. Zoom.
I thought about it, but I decided I can't keep it.
Yeah.
I can't. There's only so much I can do. People want to sing.
Titos.
Still being talked, right?
Husband and Kala are here.
You still joining?
I guess they're gonna have a minion.
Ain't some. There's no other kids.
He's wearing a mask.
First get on. No, first get on.
Maybe this is this is the back, and that's the front. See, probably the back.
Yeah.
We're gonna switch devices, okay?
You're
Switch what?
Switching devices.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry, won't be two.
Good.
Very nice. Barry Spiegel, Shlomie, and Reva. Dovid Lightman. There's more.
Phones like that.
That's Ollie. That's Eddie and Hannah.
You can't hear us, or just enjoying them there.
Louis. Look at your Volving Adina.
Put it there.
They're having a whole
Murder.
It's okay. I'll take it.
Moish Martyr, how you doing? Good to see you. Mazel tov on the engagement.
Thank you. I was looking for you.
Oh, I know. I missed it. I missed that as much as I missed the other thing. Ashley and Bashi, look at that. Sarah, see you here. Ashley and Bashi, hi. How you doing, Chevra? That's
Hi, everybody. Ephraim.
Oh, Chassan and Kala. Mazel tov. I want you to say over that timer you said.
AJ.
Hi, everybody. L'chaim.
L'chaim, mazel tov.
Ephraim, Ephraim, and Shprintza.
Everyone, I simchet.
Amazing. It's very yellow when it's on. I think it's better with that.
One way.
Very yellow. It's very yellow.
Dovid, can we start the program?
Yeah, go ahead.
Kiva, can we start the program?
Yeah, go ahead. We're waiting.
Okay, wonderful.
No food there. The might as well do something.
But yet every logistics you ask me all the time. Yes, the fish is coming.
I want to make you feel
If
part
not,
of
it
it.
was very nice of everybody to get dressed up.
Almost everybody.
Let me get my pants.
Let the rub?
Yeah, you can get the rub. You can go right into
the
him.
rub's coming on.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Call him.
Part of my English thing was like.
What can I hear then?
It was this, and then it was. Here you don't have. This is not full.
Okay, welcome everybody. Akiva, can you hear? I'm hoping you can. Welcome to the Sheva BRACHOS for Ephraim and Shprintza. I'm just your technical host for tonight. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to do a bunch of things at once. I'm just going to let the program run and let other people introduce themselves and welcome themselves. Those that are hosts, thank you. Those that are Balei Simcha, mazel tov to you all. Give me a moment, and we'll start with our first presentation. Akiva, I hope you're watching.
Use my phone because it's logged in. You can use that as a speaker in your shop. This speaker's not here. Okay. Not that. Just lower the volume. Lower the volume of the actual device. Okay. Is this one's echoing? Yeah, that's what's happening. Okay. What's the speaker?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no sound.
Am I controlling that?
It's not a perfect technology. See, I have a bad camera. It's down there instead of up there.
Yeah.
Like you only get some. Well, that's why I lifted it up. It'd be worse if I didn't. You'd be completely looking up.
Do you not trust me? Has nothing to do with that.
I did. I know you have to sit higher. Okay. Mazel tov. Get it. Phone book. Take a box. I'll get you a box to sit.
Shlomie.
Okay, guys, sorry, there was some audio issues. That's what happens when Akiva gives me all the jobs to do. The Rav is waiting, so I'm gonna ask the Rav to come in, and then we'll replay the video. I apologize.
I need a cup. Cut the little shops. I'll do it.
Yeah, it was really special. Really, really nice, yeah.
Rav, can you hear us?
Now I can hear you, yes.
Okay,
I see they're on right now. Okay.
So ready to go?
Thank you for
we are
coming.
ready for the Rav.
Okay. Mazel tov to Chassan Kala. Mazel Tov to Ephraim and Shprintza, Mazel Tov to the whole Olam coming together, Akiva, Carmela, and the whole Mishpacha. The first bracha we make by Sheva brachos is Shehakol Bar L'Chvaydai. And Rashi in Ksubas, when the Gemara discusses all the 6 brachos of Sheva brachos, he says the last 4 brachos we understand. Kala. I'm muted. Hello? Could you hear me?
We can hear the Rav.
Okay. So the last 4 brachos have to do with the Chassan and Kala. What does Shehakol Bar L'Chvaydai have to do with the Chassan and Kala? So Rashi brings down it's L'Chvayd HaNesofim. It's Kvayd for the people who come to the Simcha. What Shehakol Bar L'Chvaydai? Just like Rabbi Shlomie, when Adam and Chava got married, the Balter was the Shoishrim. He was the one who was Mesameach them with them. So all those people who come to a wedding are all doing what Rabbi Mahu Chanun, Afato Chanun, Mahu Rachum, Afato Rachum. They all come together, and so you make the first bracha Shehakol Bar for all those people who gathered together. You're doing the Kvod Hashem. Look what you're doing. It's Kvod Hashem. All of us who come virtually to be Mesameach, Chosn and Kala, all the friends who made this virtual Simcha, and which be Zoichet, it shouldn't be virtual, it should be the regular Pasha to Simcha. But the bracha, the first bracha we give, everyone who's together here, Shehakol, all of you are together to be Mesameach, the Ephraim and Shprintza and Shmeach, Akiva and Carmela, Hakol Bar L'Chvaydai. There's a special bracha for all of you, to every one of you, for coming in, and this is the mitzvah of Kal Yisrael, to be Mesameach, Chosim V'Kala, to feel their Simcha. Akiva Simcha, and Ephraim Simcha, it's our Simcha. It's our Simcha, and that's the Bar L'Chvaydai, it's the Chvayd Hashem, to show how much we care about it. Ani Hashem. By showing Hafter Chamacha, you show that you are Ani Hashem. There's another pshat in Shehakol Bar L'Chvaydai from the Balter Rebbe, Sochadoy, Zechariah Bracha. He says a beautiful pshat. He says the Zohar Kodesh brings down that by a Simcha, the Zohar Kodesh in Parshas Pinchas, Rabbi Hashem brings down the Avos to see the beautiful Simcha. So see, look at your children, look at your grandchildren. He brings them down. So it says the word Nesofim is in Yosef, Zraglov means you leave this world. The first bracha, he says the Balter Rebbe, Shehakol Bar L'Chvaydai, is the Chvoid HaNesofim, is the Chvoid, those who passed away from the world and came to the Chasana. You give the bracha Shehakol Bar L'Chvaydai, that they come down, and their parents, the grandparents, Akiva's parents, who we were zoche to know, such special people. They're people who their whole life was devoted in chinuch, the whole life was devoted in Torah. Anytime I spoke to Rabbi Yosi, he was bucking Tanakh, every word of Tanakh and Shas. When Tanakh Mamish was bucky, was on his lips, and all his years in Detroit and here, always in chinuch. So when they come down, the Rebbe brings them down to the Simcha. Look at your grandchildren. Look at the beautiful Simcha of Ephraim and Shprintza. So you make a special bracha, Shehakol Bar L'Chvaydai. You make a bracha that all these, the Kvod and the Sofim, this all is for the Kabbalah Hashem. We came down to this world to see our grandchildren, to see the beautiful grandchildren we have, the beautiful children we have. Look at Akiva and Carmela. The parents are here watching the Simcha, just like we're virtually watching. They're virtually watching from the Shemayim, and they come down and they see this beautiful Simcha. They're here at the Simcha. And the first bracha is made for them, because the biggest Simcha, B'chos Mekala, is that they're going the derech of the parents. That the parents could say, look, this is the Kabbalah Hashem, this is our Kabbalah, to see our beautiful children, how they continue in the same derech, they continue what we did before, and so this is the bracha. So we make the Shehakol Bar L'Chvaydai, the first bracha, first for all those who are here to be Mesamech the Chassan Akala. And the second bracha is for those who are coming from Shemaim, the parents, who are coming down Shemaim, Kamela's parents, who are so dark. The name Ani Mamin B'Muna Shalema, that's the name he took for himself. That he went and showed that his whole life is Amunah and Rabbi Shalom, and this is what he transplanted into his children. So Shahakal Bar Lachvoida, we give them a bracha. You came here, and look at the Kavod Hashem that came out. Kol Masha Brasi Yitzat V'Apsisiv Lachvoidi Brasi Yitzat V'Apsisiv. Everything in the world was made for the Kavod Hashem. This is the biggest Kavod Hashem. There's no greater Kavod Hashem when you see children. When you see children going in the Derech Hashem, that's the greatest Kavod Hashem there is. And so this is first the bracha. Sha'akal bar l'chvoidai is this bracha. We start off with this bracha first when we start speaking by a simcha. First, we want to thank everyone who organized this Kavod for Hashem, this beautiful Kavod Hashem. And second is to bar l'chvoidai, to remember the parents, remember how specially what they put into the children, the special thing they put into the children. We say, Sameach Samach Reim Ahuvim. So the Mephoshim say, why do you use the term Reim Ahuvim? Sameach Samach, and why do you say you should be happy? The Re'achos Ha'ishtecha. When you get married, a person's best friend is his wife. A woman's best friend is her husband. These are the best friends. Until you're married, you have your friends. But when you get married, the person has to remember, the wife is my best friend. And you see that from Adam Rishon. Adam Rishon had nobody else in the world. So you give a bracha that Ephraim and Shprintza and Ephraim, Sameach the Samach Reim Ahuvim, and one tell Shprintza, you got yourself a best friend there with Ephraim. He's a person who give everything for a friend. You do everything for another person, because that's what you learn at home. You do everything for another person. To be is so you say you give the bracha. The bracha is you should be Reim Ahuvim. The bracha should be your whole life. You should be best friends. That's the secret of marriages. When a husband and wife know that who is my best friend, my mate, my husband, my wife is my best friend. They come first before anybody else. Before anybody else, these are. And so they should be happy and be Reim Ahuvim. The bracha is there should be always beloved friends. Should always be beloved friends, like Tzircha Maganed Mekedem, just like Adam and Chava, where the best friends had nobody else in the world. They are the best friends in the world, and that's the secret of marriage. The secret of marriage is to be Reim Ahuvim, to be best friends. Who is your best friend, Ephraim? Shprintza. Who is your best friend? Ephraim. These are and this is the bracha you give. It's Me'ech the Samach Reim Ahuvim, to be always the Reim Ahuvim, to be the best friends and to know what friendship is all about. And this is Baruch Hashem what Ephraim saw by his parents. The Reim, Kamela and Akiva, Reim Ahuvim, always working together, doing things together, caring for other people. What does it mean, caring for other people? I saw a beautiful story from Rabbi Levine, the tzaddik in Yerushalayim. There was a big mechanech in Yerushalayim, and someone asked him, what made him be mechanech? Why do you want to be mechanech? He says, when he was a young boy, he was orphaned. As 6 years old, he was orphaned. And in those days in Yerushalayim, Imam had nothing to eat. And it was sometimes the only food he had is what he ate in Yeshiva Eitz Chaim in Yerushalayim. That's the only food he had. And one day, there was a special shchodesh. They served chocolate pudding. Chocolate pudding, wow! And he didn't eat anything the whole day, and the whole week of Malchus. And everyone was standing in line, and he got his chocolate pudding, and he tasted and loved it so much. He never ate something so good in his life, and he licked every bit. So he said, "I have to have a second portion. I have to have a second portion." So he went again on the line, and he was waiting in line. Then he came to get his portion. The person who was giving out, "Weren't you here before?" So he started stuttering. So he gave him a slap. And Nebuchadnezzar was a Yossi. He was so angry, he kicked the whole pot of pudding on the floor. The whole pudding spilled on the floor. And he ran home, and he was so embarrassed what he did. He ran home, and he lay down, was sleeping, and he was scared to go, what's going to happen to me when I come to Yeshiva tomorrow? They'll kick me out. He was so embarrassed what happened. So next morning he comes, and the Mendel of Ephraim that time was Rabbi Levine. Rabbi Levine calls him in. He said, what happened? What happened? He told him. He said, so why did you do that? He said, because I loved the pudding so much and I was so upset. So Rabbi Levine said quietly to him, you say, you know what? I also love pudding. He went to the closet and took out 2 portions of pudding. Let's eat pudding together. He gave him a portion, and he ate a portion. He said when he saw the love that a Rebbe could give to a child, a love, he said he has to become a Rebbe. When he saw what Rabbi Levine did for him, that instead of giving him musar, he showed how he understood him. He showed what a person. That's what Akiva does. Akiva always see how to feel how you could feel another person, to feel the other person, live with the other person, care about the other person. And the same Carmela always, every time, anything is needed, and my wife says always, anything that's needed always, to feel with the other person, be with the other person. And that's the real ahava from a person is someone, you feel with the other person. You feel and you work with the other person. And everything, Akiva is doing, Baruch Hashem, even now in our hard times, to make everyone feel beloved by everybody. Everyone should feel what it means beloved. There's a story, by Rapam's Mendel Bracha, that after a month of marriage, Chassan runs in to Rapam. He says, I don't know what happened. My wife kicked me out of the house. So your wife kicked you out of the house? So I don't know, nothing. I didn't do anything wrong. She just kicked me out of the house. He said, I can't believe it. Something happened. He said, I'll tell Sheva. Nothing happened. And I don't know what to do. So just tell me exactly what happened. So he said, I'll tell Rabbi, but you'll see that I didn't do anything that I deserved to be kicked out. And I don't know what to do. So he said, my wife, all the time we were going and the dating until the marriage, I always asked her, why don't you ever wear your glasses? She always wore her contact lenses. She never wore her glasses. She says, I don't look at her in glasses. I really don't look, I don't want to wear glasses. So since we're married, I never saw her in glasses. This morning, for some reason, it looks like she didn't have time to change and put it on. So she came in with her glasses. So I said, oh, now I understand why you don't wear your glasses. She got so angry at me. I don't know why she got angry. I just validated what she always told me. So Pam said, I want to tell you, you always tell your wife she looks good, no matter what. Even if she says, you always have to make the person feel good. And he says, you find by Abraham and Sarah, the Rabbi Shem was Meshana Bnei HaSholem. Rabbi Shem changed, Sarah said, how could I have a child? Adoini Zokein. Because my master is old already. He was 99 years old. And Rabbi Shem changed and said, Ani Zakanti, I'm old. Why did Rabbi Shem change? Ani Zakanti, he was old. He says, because no man wants to hear that his wife thinks he's old, even if he's 99 years old. You don't want to hear, you always want to hear the best. Ephraim, whenever you speak to him, always sees the best in everybody. Sees always, and that's, I keep always, sees the good in everybody and the best in everybody. And you always bring out the best in every person. And that's the secret of marriage. Secret of marriage is always you make the other person feel good. You make your best friend. The best friend always says the good things to the other person. Says it, and that's the the simcha should be the same simcha like Re'acha. Just like by Adam Achava, it should be the same simcha, the same thing you do. Today was the Mendel of his yahrzeit, and there's a beautiful photo of Mendel Rimanover. There was a story where Chatzkel Abramsky, who was known one of the Goyne Ador, he's the one who was the Rav in England, London. Then he came to Eretz Yisrael. He wrote Sefer Chasoin Yecheskel on Tosefta. And Reb Chaskel Ramsky didn't finish the last Masechta on Tosefta until he was 85 years old, because he had a bracha from the Chofetz Chaim. But he's surely going to finish his Sefer Svarim and Gans Shas. So he waited. Why do I have to do it when I'm young? So he waited till he was old and he finished. So when he got older, it was hard for him to learn. So he was learning a little Chumash. Here is the big Goen, the Pilgrim Falcon. So the Beis Yisrael, the Ger Rebbe, came in, and he saw them. He was a little embarrassed that he's not. Here's the Goen. So he said, "I have a word from him, the ribbon over." It says by the mitzvah of tzedakah, nosain tistain, you should give a person tzedakah, and al keinani mitzavcha leimar poseach tiftach as yotcha. Rabbi Hashem says, give, and that's why I'm commanding you to say leimar. So he says the word leimar is extra here. Leimar always means to tell somebody else. Why does it say leimar? So he says a beautiful word. He says, the Gemara brings down someone who gives tzedakah, a nice and fruit ani, he'll get 6 brachos. If you mefayis him, you make him feel good, you get 11 brachos. Says Tosfos, someone who gives and also makes him feel good, then he gets 17 brachos. Toiv, he gets all the 17 brachos. He gets brachos for giving and being mefayis. He says, the Torah says, you see an ani, a poor person, nothing didn't like. You give him. That's not enough. You should tell the ani. There's going to be one day that you'll also be able to give. Tell him, don't make him feel like a neb when you give him. Speak to him. Make him feel good. Tell him, don't worry. So the Beis Yisrael, the Rabbi told Chatzkel Abramsky, don't be, Baruch Hashem, you'll get a little better, you'll see, you'll go back to your old pilpul. I'm telling you, you see a Chosin Kala, and you see Baruch Hashem, such a Chosin Kala together. You tell him, Baruch Hashem, look at the beautiful, beautiful homes you come from. Both of you come from such beautiful homes. The Flint home and the Balter home, such beautiful homes. I'm saying Lamer, tell him, I'm sure you're going to build the most beautiful home, just like your parents. You're going to be it says there's a beautiful word, the Akiva Seifer, the Treasurer Garab was my father's Rebbe. It says in this week's parsha, Erkecho lefi Zara, that if you want to see the worth of a person, look at his children. You want to see who Kamel and Akiva are, look at Ephraim. You want to see the Flints, look at Shprintza. You want to see who a person is. You want to see who a person is Toichoi Kebaroi. So usually you learn Toichoi Kebaroi, the inside is like the outside. Bar means also a son, Bar Mitzvah. Toichoi, you want to see what's the inside of a person. Bar, look at that, the children. You want to see what the Balters, Rabbi and his wife, what they had. Look at his children, look at every one of his sons. Look at the beautiful children. Look how they are. Look at what kind of children. That's a toichan of a person. If you want to see what Akiva is, look at his beautiful sons, and the children, the girls. Look at especially Ephraim. Ephraim is, the bracha that Yaakov Avinu said, the Simcha Lakim Ephraim v'Chamanasha, the bracha of Ephraim and Menashe. Ephraim was the one who used to learn with his father always. Ephraim was the one who came and learned with Yaakov Avinu. So the bracha you give to every child, you should be like Ephraim and Menashe. Like Ephraim, who was able to go and was meshamish and helps and did and is mekadosh Shem Shemayim. So wherever you go, you should always be like Ephraim and Menashe. People who are always there to help and do for other things. We say this home of Ephraim and Shprintza should be a home Ephraim and Menashe. Should be a home that you have Ephraim, which presents Torah, Ma'asim Tovim, and Menashe together. And the word Shprintza means the Yiddish type of Shprintz, someone who is proud, beautiful, a beautiful sprout. Baruch Hashem, Ephraim, you were Zeicha to such a Shprintza. Baruch Hashem, you were Zeicha, and Shprintza was Zeicha to Ephraim, to such a person who was that Yaakov said, my Ephraim is like mine. Yossi could say, Ephraim Lihu is mine. Ephraim should hope that this home should be a home that should be a Mikdash Ma'at, a holy base of Mikdash, place that a lot of Hashpah's Toivus will come in Ruchnis and Gashmis. Be home. You always see Phoebe, Ray, Mahuven. You always see the ahava to each other. It should be a home that says Shalom, Bracha, Simcha, and ahava. And together we should be zoicha to see the biggest bias, the bias of Shlishi, the Meir B'Meinu. Mazel Tov.
Mazel Tov, Ruch. Shkoyach.
Shkoyach. Shkoyach.
Mazel Tov. Shkoyach.
Mazel Tov.
I don't know if I
press unmute on that.
Yeah, Ni Akiva.
Hi, shkoyach to the Rav. Thank you so much.
You guys should probably mute yourself.
Okay, I'm gonna try to play that video again. There is sound. I'm just gonna try to make sure that it actually gets to you.
All right, just.
Ephraim and Shprintza, Mazel Tov, from my home and quarantine in Toronto to the challenges that you're dealing with in New York. The emes is that these are all things that are b'hashgacha pratis, and you have to know that that sometimes the beginnings seem a little narrow, and there's a little bit of gashmiistic material constraint, but this will surely be. There'll be tremendous harchava begashmius, harchava beruchnius. The Eibishter should bench you with bona, chaya, mezena, ubekulam revicha. That everything should be with great abundance. And b'tech simcha v'tuv levav, you should be zeicha to build a bias neman b'Yisrael al Yesodei ha'Torah v'ha'mitzvah. K'fi shehem mo'arim b'morish ha'b'Torah. This is Torah's Chassidus. You should bring nachas to your parents, both your chasheva sets of parents. You should bring nachas to Babis and Zaydis, and those are looking down from Alma Dikshet. That Ebbez will have nachas in Eretz Hashem, and we should be zeicha that from your simcha, together we should be reunited in the greatest simcha of all, Ejishama Be'ore Yehuda, Kelchosan, Be'kelkala. We should be zeicha to the simcha, the klula, the unification of the Rebbeinu Shalom and Klal Yisrael in the marital home, which is the third Beis Hamikdash. B'mheira will be Ameinu, Amen, Mazel Tov.
Carmela, Mazel Tov, loads and loads of nachas. Keep those dancing shoes on, but try to make it. Just let's let this Megefa pass, and let's make the next Simcha Surim Yad Hashem with everyone together, not virtually. Have a wonderful time. Enjoy the Simcha and lots of continued nachas. Take care, Dimi. Wonderful day. Bye bye.
Hey Jay, how you doing? Long time no speak. I understand that you are going to have one of your children married off very, very soon, and just wanted to wish you and the entire house a Mazel Tov. And you've come a long way. We go way back from K-cars to ponies, from the par 5/10 at Gormley to ocean views in Cancun, and from Vinny to Yossi, shotness baseball gloves to good at championships, all sorts of good stuff. We've been through a lot together. Just wanted to wish you and Carmela and the rest of your family a big mazel tov, and wish you hatzlacha and bracha, and hope we get to celebrate together soon. Take care.
Bershis Harav and Bershis Chusim Kala and the Mechatunim. Lekuvit Mechusen, I just want to wish him that bitte Kala, as Tivni Beischem, Ke'avas Nafshechem. This I'm going to say in Lushan Kodesh, because in English has no such meaning like in Lushan Kodesh. Tivni Beischem, Ke'avas Nafshechem, Behatzluche Rabel, Letoiro, Legdilo, the Lirvois Mikem Naches Ve'oinek, Lehoraichem Hanechbudem, Veleteferes Kol Bais Yisruel. This is Yitzchok Bergman. Now, Liedidi Hayukor, Rabbi Akiva, Balter, Ein Gomrim Ulaf Hesahallel. I have no words how much to praise him, because everybody I heard Friday, and it's 100% true. And as you know, that I don't have a smartphone, so I don't see him. And it says that Mekze Shvuchoi is Befunov. Shloi Befunov is Kilo Shvuchoi. If I don't have a smartphone, I don't see him. So I could tell him Kilo Shvuchoi. But even I'm going to say Kilo Shvuchoi, it's going to be also only a mixes, because what he does for the Besmedrish and his partner, Angaman Achushev Yossi Simon, that so many in Gilad come to learn, I have no words how to say to thank him for all these doings. So I could only wish him that he should have a lot of naches from the young couple, and Mishir and Vetetz Utzer HaMagai for Bekurov, and we should have Mashiach Tzedkaini B'mhaira V'yomayni Umay.
Shlomi, great.
Good job. Really nice.
Okay. There's a lot of speaking.
I'd like to know. I'd like to know how you guys managed to do that without. Thank you.
There's a lot of phones on there.
Akiva, you wanted to say something?
Yes.
The floor is yours.
Okay, which one is what's the name on your phone?
I'm on Flint right now.
Okay, I'll go on this one. I'm right here. Did you hear me?
Where are you? I can't see you.
Shprintza. Yes, that's what it says in the back wall.
Is that okay? Could you hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
There you go. There you go.
Now I can hear you and see you.
Okay, whoever made the beautiful video, I want to thank you for that.
Well, no,
I don't know how you guys
We're
managed to pull it off without me.
We're not done yet.
No, I'm talking about the video.
We're not done yet. So hold your thank you. You can say thank you to the roof.
Is the Rav still on?
He still is.
Okay, Rabbi Loy, I want to thank you very much for all the words that you said today, all the words that you've always said and always inspired us, and especially during the last few months that seem to be dragging on a little bit too long. But I've grown in great appreciation of the concept of Shimush Talmidei Chachamim, how important it is and how integral it is to a development of one's character. And I'm honored and privileged to be able to work with you, especially over the last few months. I really appreciate everything you said about my family and my parents, and the words of inspiration that Ephraim and Shprintza should take moving forward. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
If I could send a virtual kiss. Is there one of the icons to send a virtual kiss to the Rav? That's usually what happens.
That's the real one.
Koyach, thank you.
Koyach Akiva.
Thank you.
Koyach Ruv. You're more than welcome to stay on for the rest of the program.
I just want to let everybody, Ashley, know. I know Ashley had a concerned look on his face. I've seen that face before, and I've seen that look on Bashi's face as well. Tell them the food has arrived. It is delicious. It is plentiful. And as I've learned over the last 2 days, but even over the last 3 months, that everything arrives when it's supposed to arrive. So we thought 7:15. The Rebbeinu Shalom said, 8:45. And that's exactly when it arrived.
Akiva.
Yes.
We obviously have much more of a program. Do you want to let us know when to start it? I want to coincide with what's going on over there.
Okay, so people are eating now.
Okay.
Give me about, let people about 10 minutes to concentrate on food, or 5 minutes.
Well,
We'll talk amongst yourselves. I'm kvelling anyway.
We're going to eat the same thing you're eating because we've all prepared the same menu. So you let us know when to start, okay?
Okay, hold on. I'm just going to get you a flyby of the food, okay?
Okay.
You didn't eat yet?
He didn't either.
You can do it. Here, 1 second. I'm giving Goody the host. You know, where is he? Where?
Eat into the culture.
You want it?
No, Bashi.
And I need my phone to mute it. That's Debbie typed up the menu.
Let's see. Remember the food.
We have muted. He typed up the menu.
You guys are stereo sound. Who has multiple cameras?
I'm done. I just wanted to know.
Hi, Nisano.
Put the computer back. You can put the computer here. It's your chuchi.
Wait, which computer?
Was I unmuted? Was I unmuted?
Now, what are you drinking? I don't drink. It looks good though.
You can bring it back here, Danielle. It's fine. Why?
Ashley, nice job.
You
Good job, Ashley. Is that a full bottle?
Nice bottle also.
Enjoy.
We are, thank you.
Well, you can tell from there what it is.
Someone has two devices.
Anybody that has two phones in the same room.
No, that's
I think it's from the Balters.
Yeah, it's okay. So they won't all unmute. We'll be good. All right, now we can speak.
Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I was trying to figure it out.
All right, what's up next, Line? What's the plan?
I got.
Olivia, you're amazing.
I got a clip.
Okay.
A game-minute clip. The room is good.
All right, so what are you doing? What's your plan?
I'm waiting for Akiva to give us the go-ahead. It was kind of silly.
Yeah.
I apologize, guys, about that sound in the first place. And I was playing the video. I'm looking at my phone. Not one comment. Not one. I'm looking at the kids. I go, yay, we did it.
We were all busy texting each other. Does Shlomie know there's no sound?
No,
we're Canadians. We're all polite. Shlomie, Canadians are always polite. You guys, you're not American. You're not used to that.
I'm looking at, did I not?
All polite.
Benny's sitting right here. I'm looking at the phone and go, not one comment. This is unbelievable.
Chat.
I don't have it. I can't. Oh, here's a chat. I think the Rav wants to come back in.
Oh.
He's
Went to go get a drink. He went to go get a drink.
Hope so.
Ah!
Bring it up.
We should have dessert.
After you say you can't believe it.
Echo killing us. Go ahead, Dovid.
I know, a little late. Sorry.
It's all right. I'm doing it. Okay, where's that? You realize that Yossi,
I guess they're hungry.
you hear your plug?
Yeah.
Very nice.
That was a little. This is not what he said last time at the wedding. You made a special recording.
No, this is a special recording.
Wow. Who put the video together? It was remarkable.
The Feintuch children.
Wow. Wow, that is real.
Well done. Very nice.
Great job.
Thank God for technology. Beis Yaakov High School gives a digital, what is it called? Digital media course.
Is
it available online?
For the tuition.
Where they get the picks?
He actually got credits for it.
Wow. Well,
you should know about this.
Well
no?
deserved.
Civi, that's not fair.
Hey, got you
special today.
Huh?
You're up
I went on special today.
I didn't hear what you said.
Can't hear me?
No.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, what did you say?
I said I went on special today and got Sunday for each one of us.
Oh, but we're having flashsticks like everybody else.
Why can I be lucky like
Leave it to the butcher to have Melichux. Yeah.
You just wanted to be different. Yes.
Oh, don't ask. You can blame.
Butcher's
wife likes milk. Auntie Esther.
Okay.
Here. Yeah, you're sure.
Who's supposed to go out for a
Started with cousin who we love.
Yeah, can you get a hold of
I posted that.
We got a long program.
Okay, wait.
It's 9
And
o'clock.
Esther, nice, so Insta-worthy, how does it taste?
It's 6 hours to the
I like it
documentary.
if it's mixed. Haha, love it. Okay, then
For
Esther
once in my
put
life,
it.
I'm going to be here
I
before.
hate instant coffee, so I tried to make it work with a shot of espresso instead, but the amount of sugar I had to add was insane. I guess it's either deal with the instant and have a fancy coffee that looks beautiful or go with the boring. But then
Who's
I always
talking?
need some
I don't know.
Maybe it's Akiva Balter.
I think it's a DY live at the Agudah. Who's that? Who's that?
That's Akiva. He was talking today during the Rav Shir.
Oh.
He's telling my 13-year-old who saw this pic, no coffee.
That's exactly how it was.
She's suggesting Tiva still said.
Ah.
This is the accent.
Then I asked when did I start drinking, and then she asked me about Yehuda.
I
Same time she says Yehuda asks for coffee every day.
I'm.
And decaf only. Then David, apparently he's been walking a lot. And she told me that they had it in camp.
No, I think first we have another something video.
I think I have to start another bottle.
Okay.
Guys, everyone say hi to Kavi.
Okay, Shlomie.
Ashley, I'm trying to catch up. I'm trying.
What do you got? The vodka there?
I know, I have white wine, only white.
Sorry. I highly recommend wine with chocolate-covered strawberry.
She recommends a wine with anything, really. That's the.
Okay, Shlomi, let's go. Cue up the next video because they're going to be ready. I call from
Ready?
Okay, cue it up.
Okay, guys, I need you all. We're going to.
No, I'm saying. I know he's.
Yeah, it's what weird thing to do.
Whole bottle.
Everyone was supplied.
Okay, Chevra, we're on to the next. Please mute it. There's no sound. Before I do that, I am going to go to my video. I'm going to go to this. Am I muted? I'm not, right? So I got to go back here. Mute.
Why is everything muted?
Okay, here we are. Good morning. I'm here this morning with Rabbi Dovid Engel. He is the CEO of the TTC, and we're here to give some greetings and some background for Akiva Balter and family who's making a wedding in Meretz Hashem, or has, by the time we hear this, they've made the wedding. And just before we get into it, are you in your office, Rabbi Engel?
I'm not. I'm at home right now.
You're at home. Okay. So you're running this huge corporation from your home. How's that working out?
Extremely challenging. Like I mentioned last night on the radio show, we're probably working 3 times as hard now during this Magefa, and we just heard the sad news that the Ford administration is going to be extending the state of emergency until June 2nd. So it's becoming increasingly harder to keep the spirits of Rebbeim and Talmidim up. And we're doubting Fishyat Dishmai in that regard.
That's a huge challenge. Okay, Meretz Hashem, Hashem will help us all out, and the simchas that we're all attending, and hopefully we will attend in the future, will help us with that. So today, we are on the. I forgot my mic. I got a mic here. We're on the ABC, which is known as, Akiva says it's the Agudah Broadcasting Corporation. However, I looked into the incorporation documents. It's actually Akiva Balter Corporation. So hopefully that will all be resolved in due time. So this particular broadcast is hosted by a whole bunch of friends. I won't mention all of them. However, content for this program was provided by Sri Hirschman at Toronto Kosher. Everybody can place their orders online. Don't visit, we'll deliver, no extra charge. This broadcast is available for retransmission, redistribution, or resale, and is expressly encouraged for everybody to pass this on. So let's get to the meat of the situation over here.
Before you start, by the way,
how old were you when you met Akiva Balter the first time?
I just want to mention before you start, I think that ABC stands for, I think it's Akiva and Carmela Balter. ABC, maybe, right?
I think you're right there. I didn't. My notes are not that clear. The vision is going. Okay. So how old were you, and where were you, and what was going on? What school were you in when you met Akiva Balter?
Okay, I know this sounds hard to believe, but I once learned in Yossi, and I have a lot of accords to tell you for them, what they did for me. But I was in Rabbi Mendel's class in Kita Vav, and we had about 15 boys in the class. And all of a sudden, a little after Sukkot, this boy pops in from Detroit. He was Israeli, he was American, it was hard to figure out. And his name was Yeshua Nassan Akiva Balter, and he was a Levi. And you have to understand, we had a very colorful class at that time. We had luminaries like Chaim Pinchas Miller, who was Rabbi Miller's oldest son, who was a genius. We had Laser Wyman in our class. We had Rabbi Reichman in our class, Heshi Kunreich. We had a lot of very, very colorful people now. And this boy walks in, and I took an immediate liking to him. I found out that his birthday was about 10 months after mine, which made him pretty young in the class. But he was a good soccer player, and that was a very, very good thing for him to come into the class. That's how he really earned his niche at the beginning.
Sports. I think we got it right.
Yes. He also lived at 106 Glenrush, which is right near the now Yossi Torah grounds, but then it was a public school with a big, big baseball diamond and a soccer field. And he quickly made it known to us that he was interested in playing sports, not necessarily following sports, although that might have changed over the years.
Right. So what was the what was the Reishim, or an event that made you realize this is not just some Israeli expatriate via Trump land?
Well, we lived close by. I lived on Frontenac, he lived on Glenrush, so it was natural that we got together soon afterwards. Back in those days, we didn't have anything to do on Shabbos, so we used to go visit. We used to go walking. I remember we had a boy in our class named Shmuel Drebin, who was Mrs. Drebin's son, and I should say who is Mrs. Drebin's son, and he lived on York Downs. We used to go walking to his house from Bathurst and Lawrence to York Downs, come out every single week. But we started spending time together. We found we had a lot in common. And although he was younger, he really was able to keep up in terms of learning with the class. And like I said, sports. And I used to go visit his house a lot. His father was a big Talmud Chacham. His mother was a real Israeli, but she had a very, very good heart. And I found myself getting invited there for Shabbos, for meals. One of the Baruch Kalelians that I sing to this day are from his father. He taught me the niggin. And we found that we really had an affinity for each other. And this is despite all the arguments and disagreements that we had, but we really were there for each other most of the time.
Did you run into each other in Montreal? And specifically, we want to focus on, events that left a Reishim on your life or maybe on Akiva's life. And we were just wondering if you could enlighten us on a specific sporting event that you both may have attended, and who was it that was able to garner the admission requirements, if they recall anything like that. I don't know.
I don't know if my memory goes back that far. I will tell you that a few years ago, I was at a Sheva visiting Menachem somebody, and there were a whole bunch of Rabbanim sitting there. And I walk into the room, and the guy says to me, "Oh, Rabbi Engel's here. You remember we went to the J game, and you sat over here in section here?" And I was like, what? So Akiva and I, yes, we both shared a passion for sports at that time, and we both we attended baseball games, and we spent a lot of time at the exhibition, the CNE, when it was open. I was living in Montreal, and it was only natural that Akiva would follow suit.
I see.
He came, and he had an uncle in the city that, at very convenient times would pick him up, and he'd go to his uncle's house. When there were some big games on that night, he managed to go and managed to report back to us.
Mm-hmm.
We were in Montreal, so he wasn't able to see the Leaf games, but hockey is hockey, so he'd watch. But I also will say that he brought his skates to yeshiva, and he became a very prolific ice hockey player at that time. And although his time in Montreal wasn't too long, again, it just reinforced the friendship that we had. We got to know a lot of people the same way, and we've had discussions forever, Akiva and I, and we just reference a name that we both knew, 45 years ago, and it's like when two friends meet and they just tell each other the name and the number of the joke instead of saying the joke.
Right.
That's what a good friend is. You could just, you don't speak to him for a while, and you settle comfortably into a very nice discussion.
And when you came to Toronto, what was it, like 15 years ago, or was it more than that?
It was actually 13 years ago, and Akiva he had 4 sons in the school, maybe 3 sons, and now it's the 4. But right away we reconnected, and he was very supportive of my move. And I will say that if you ask me about any outstanding legacy that Akiva Balter left on the Toronto Cheder, it's that every year we have a sukkah building contest before sukkahs, where boys make miniature sukkahs. We have a menorah building contest before Hanukkah. And we should have just canceled the contest, because the Balter boys would come in with amazing creations. Just like it was an automatic. If a Balter child was in the contest, he was going to win the first prize.
So just now we're here at the Sheva BRACHOS for Ephraim, and just want you to wish maybe any specific wishes to Ephraim, going forward. I mean, you spent time with him, obviously. So let's finish off with that.
Yeah, I remember Ephraim Alevi. He was a very passionate Talmud. He was never afraid to come to me and express his opinions. And he was a very, very bright boy. He learned very well. And when he put his mind to it, he was at the top of the class. And he earned the respect of his classmates with his learning, with his tenacity, with his drive to succeed. And it's no wonder I hear, we were at the Siyum Shas in January, freezing cold, and I look over on another section, and Ephraim Balter's there putting on tefillin on people. Incredible, Mesiras Nefesh. This young man and his lucky wife are going to go really, really far in life. And I vinchais the chassid and kala that should be zeichel to build a bayis in Yisrael, the Shem Seferis, and give much deserved nachas to Akiva and to Mrs. Balter and the Gatsa Mishpacha.
Amen. Thank you for taking away from your time for this. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.
You too.
A lot of success. Thank you very much.
Amazing.
Good job.
I was in that class too.
Well done.
Well done.
Wow.
Insulted, he didn't mention me.
Deserves a heaven.
I think I'm on mute.
Oh, all right.
Hello.
You guys have a Trader Joe's in Toronto?
No.
This is dangerous.
Scandinavian swimmers.
Gummy bears, they're so yum.
Scandinavian swimmers. Oh my gosh,
We're up to dessert.
Kiva, you're in?
What?
Actually, here you go.
Hey. Wolfie has it also. Same thing.
Hey, where did
Where's
you
that
get
from,
yours?
bro?
In the States, of course. We stop at the Trader Joe's on the way home.
How old is that?
This
From when's
is,
that
I'm
from?
telling you, they're dangerous.
That's from actually
From Purim.
from Purim
Right after
time.
Purim.
We were there right after Purim for a bar mitzvah in Baltimore.
Do they have one?
Muted all the time. I don't know why.
Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get the program going. Akiva, you there? Akiva? Akiva, can you hear us?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Now we can hear you.
Hear me? Here's my phone.
See?
See, if the camera was here, it would be much straighter.
Tivi, are you ready?
It's a I didn't realize when I got there. Whoever did this before.
Tivi, are you ready?
Yeah, but I need to keep up with you.
There it is.
I'm trying to find Tivi. I don't know where he is. I got two.
Because we're doing it together. He's going to give it out. Give out? I need a keyboard.
We're going to get him.
Okay.
There he is.
You don't have to be on unmute.
Okay, keyboard?
Yes.
Ready?
Oh, wait, oh, 1 second. I thought I just was going to mention about Rabbi Engel. I thought this was going to be a Sheva BRACHOS and not a final days of somebody's life. You're flashing my entire life in front of my eyes. Is that the goal?
No, he was on a video.
Okay.
Well,
Anyway,
we were so
Dovid, that
far
was
away. We have to
fantastic.
reach out to you somehow. We got to shake you from all this way away.
You did a great job. You did a great job. If you can get Rabbi Engel and Barry Spiegel in the same program, you have a future at ABC.
I quit already, by the way, and there's worse to come. So keep your record on.
Okay, what would you like me to do now? You want to start that game?
I'm going to start the game. We have the 20 packages.
Okay, I'll do it.
Tivi, am I supposed to mute or unmute?
So there's a game going.
Okay, Shlomie, what I'm going to do, the reason you can't find me is because there's 4 cameras here. Okay, so I'm going to change my name. If you need to find me, I'm going to change it, make it easier for you.
Please don't change your name.
Where's Waldo?
Yeah. Sorry, Tivi, mute or unmute?
Yeah. Well, Kiva, do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, where's the 20 packages? We have 20 packages.
1 second, Sivi, hold on.
Hi, Sivi. There's Sivi.
Hi.
Sarah, please, Sarah.
Mute that one.
Akiva? Anybody? Can anybody hear me? Okay, we have 20 packages. Each one has a card attached to it with either a bracha or a piece of advice. Uh-oh. To the chassan and kala.
What you doing? Don't unmute that.
I can't hear you. I need to keep it to be on.
Okay, you're here.
Okay, Akiva,
Yes.
give the first one to Ephraim.
Okay.
Give the 20th to Shprintza.
And what?
Number 20 to Shprintza.
There's 20 packages.
Okay.
They're not numbered.
I need the rest, give around the table.
No, they're not numbered.
No, the rest don't have to be numbered, just the first and last.
Just the first one and 20.
Give them around the table.
Oh, so everybody gets a gift. Okay, here we go. You're gonna have to help me with this. Okay.
Okay, each person's gonna read that.
anyone else?
Yossi.
Let me go. Give me some.
Civi's up on the screen. She's talking to you there.
Hello? Sheva?
Won't open it.
You have to hold it up to the, you have to read it and then hold it up.
We're gonna find out.
Don't open anything yet.
Two people in this room have their mics on.
Okay, guys. So you're gonna all WhatsApp me the answer to what you think is inside the package. 20 seconds after each person reads their card. And whoever gets the most answers correct wins this gift card. $25 to Roma.
Can you hear us now?
One more time. Can you explain the rules again?
You guys hear?
Other way.
Everyone here? Hello? Does anyone hear me? Okay, good. So everyone understand? No.
Okay, everybody, I'm sure can hear me.
Okay, is everyone here?
One here. I'm going to repeat what Sivi said. What happens is there are 20 packages. If I'm wrong, Sivi, please correct me. Okay. There's 20 packages. Each one is a gift of some kind for the Chassan Kala. However, based on what's written, you have to try to guess what is inside the package. So there's a clue on the outside of all the packages, and you have to guess what there is.
You're gonna WhatsApp me the answer. Each couple.
Now, when you guess the right answer, it's not very hard. Okay, we're going to start with number one. Okay, 1 second. Sivi, we're going to start number one right now, okay? Stop it. Those who want to participate, read what it says if you have a cell phone. What I'm going to do, Tzivita, just to make it easier, is I'm going to WhatsApp you all the answers, okay?
I know what's inside it, Kiva.
I know that, but these people here don't know what's inside.
No, but you're gonna open, you're gonna read the card. You're gonna read the card. And then everyone has 20 seconds from that point to WhatsApp me the answer. And I'm gonna count who has the most answers correct to see who wins.
Okay.
It's really each couple, but you can give my cell number to anyone.
Okay. All right. Okay, I'm going to give you your phone. Okay, I want you to WhatsApp the following number or text. The number is 416. Write this down. 617 2816. 416 617. Yes. 2816. Let's go. 6.
Number 416 617 2816.
What was the number again?
You can WhatsApp or text. Somebody might want it to text. WhatsApp. Zivi Hirschman, the number I gave you, 416-617.
416, yeah.
617-2816.
Akiva. 416-617-2816. Akiva. Now what do I do? No, you can't change it. Zip your zipper. Have nothing. This one?
Hey, everyone got a number in? Okay. Yehuda, Ephraim.
Read it loud.
He just muted himself.
Frosting a little. It's just very cold, okay?
Tivi, should we let this roll?
We can't hear.
He muted himself.
So he has to, you have to tell him.
Squishy, proud to be Canadian.
I can't tell him he's muted.
Not squishy.
Yes, he was read it after.
No, she doesn't guess out loud. She's texting. Okay. Doesn't feel like it.
Akiva?
Yes.
Can't hear. Maybe you should read it because we can't hear.
Say it again.
Take the mic. Am I supposed to guess what this is? Or are we...
Just the first one. And the last one.
What's the clue?
Are we all supposed to guess it?
Yeah, I don't know about all of them.
Read it. Just this one. Read this one.
I have no idea. Is it,
Say what it is.
it's a pair of headbands. It has to be a pair of headbands.
Read it.
What's the clue?
Can't hear me. Read it.
Clue I read. It says, "We the North wish you a huge mazel tov. Always be proud to be Canadian." I thought you heard that. I read it.
No.
Something to keep me warm from the cold. I don't think so.
It
Flag.
feels like this. It looks, I mean, I don't pretend.
Don't feel it.
Don't feel. Oh, okay.
No.
I cheated. Yeah.
Are we supposed to love message for the answer?
Extra the answer. Okay. Why don't we move on to the next? Why don't we do a couple of them at a time? Am I supposed to open it?
Yeah, open it up.
Open it up? Okay, can you want to hold it?
I guess it's a toque.
Open it and put it on.
Earmuffs.
Put them on. You're gonna have to take the hat off.
Put them on.
Ashley,
Thank you. I don't want to see you.
Okay, now you can go over to the table.
Great, thank you.
Exactly what I want. Yeah. Okay, now you can take them off.
You wear red and
Okay, next one. Can I go? Okay, Sarah wants to go next. Can I go? I should read it?
Read it.
May your happy life together be permanent.
Oh, just leave it.
That's what it says.
crazy glue.
This is what the package is. This is what they
Crazy glue.
Crazy glue.
It's either glue or permanent markers.
Oh, they actually can.
Disclaimer, I got it
I got it right.
I got it right.
Permanent marker, Bashi got it right. Okay.
Okay,
1 point.
next.
A match made in heaven.
A match made in heaven.
A match made in heaven.
Wait, what did you say?
A match made in heaven.
Stella.
It's Alexis.
I'm putting all the gifts.
Matchbox cars.
Let me put those in the back of the bag. We're gonna need these. When, like,
Jewish, has to be a minivan.
Then we're gonna have that Michael's gonna come. Sure, but I want to tell him that when he comes, I would take extra pictures and we'll pay separately. The Shanakon is making the grad video and she sent out a whole thing that we have to do. And then sent it to her, which is fine. It says at the end of the letter that what's his name is around.
Still time again?
Nobody's worn it. They're all every year. It's the same cap and gowns that they're dry cleaning. I see them in the dry cleaners after times.
You can't hear.
Where's that kid's cell phone?
Now let's see if it's up.
Did everyone have a chance to write what they think it is?
Socks is a 5-letter word. I think
Notes say.
sleep song. It's sleep song. It's the teddy bear.
Go down there.
Who is next? You? Okay.
Right, this one says, it says, zip your lip if you have nothing nice to say. Zip your lip if you have nothing nice to say.
So you have to hold it and try to figure it out. What do you think it is?
Yeah, I thought it was a mask, a COVID-19 mask.
Oh, see, now did everybody write their answers? Huh? Okay, now open it.
Ziploc bags. Zip it.
Oh, they're Ziploc bags. I don't think anybody guessed that.
These will come in handy.
Right on her mask will not work.
Yeah, but it can zip. Oh, you want to know?
Perfect. Exactly what the extra chicken.
They just bossed everyone around.
May you have many additions to your family. Yes, Hashem.
One more time, please.
Okay, calculate.
May you have many additions to your family. Emir Hashem.
May you have many additions to your family. Emir Hashem.
You have to wait for other people to get it.
May you have many additions to your family. Emir Hashem. A calculator?
How many children? Okay, now open that. Open there. Not yet.
Yeah, I think we can open it. I think we're good.
I win.
Okay.
Okay.
Siva, you didn't finish the ice cream yet?
Okay. Okay.
May you continue to live in your happy bubble.
Oh, I'm gonna guess that.
Oh.
May you continue to live in your your happy bubble.
Bubble of bubbles. There's 20 Guess reads the riddle and then has to guess what the riddle is.
Oh, none of you guys got it.
Yeah, those will definitely make you happy. Those will definitely make you happy. Yum!
Bag's open. Bag's open.
Okay, who's next? Okay, your turn.
Always aim not to pick a fight.
Always.
Aim.
I would keep both of them.
Always aim not to pick a fight.
It's a water gun, but it's a lot of pieces. So.
Oh, I think I know what it is. Maybe a Lego set.
Always aim. Said it's the hardest one.
Okay, I don't know how a gun would fit in there, so.
Told you, it's a lot of different pieces. Am I opening it? Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
You want me to pull it in the bottom?
Oh, someone did say this before.
Oh.
That's the exact answer. It said AIM brand of dental kit.
It's mint one.
No, that's flat.
It's not bad to gum.
Yeah.
Why would you open it?
Wanna go? Always. What does that say?
Always measure your work.
Huh?
The worst.
I was pulling on it and yanking at it. Yeah.
I think they muted themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Don't fall asleep on the screen. I mean,
That one out.
Spoon. You're having a shower all over again.
Okay, who's next?
One second. Which one did he ask? Shlomie, are you? He asked you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Later.
Okay.
Okay, who's next?
You are always exactly what the other needed. Oh, you know, that's not really.
Eggs.
Yes, eggs, a dozen eggs, exactly, perfect.
No.
I know what it is.
Hey.
Eggs don't lay, lions don't lay eggs.
What is it, guys?
One sock.
What in the? What?
You are exactly.
What's
the other?
Time is up.
Time's up.
Open it up.
I'm guessing a fish. No?
Oh!
It's an egg
What
fight.
is that?
Oh! It's a fiddle for your fingers. Guys are not good at this game.
One second. I just.
Oh, what?
You never know with Carmela. You might have it.
Am I going next?
Yeah. We're just waiting for the.
One second. Stop. Can everybody hear us?
Yeah, what number are we up to?
I think 11.
We're up to number, I don't know. There's about 5 left.
Mine does not have
More than that.
None of them have
Under your
numbers.
cup.
Okay, be sensitive to each other's needs. Smile often.
Sensodyne toothpaste.
Lipstick for men.
You are right.
Ichiba. Say it again.
Be sensitive to each other's needs. Smile often.
Sensitive toothpaste.
Toothpaste for sensitive skin makes sense.
Toothpaste.
Yeah, I got it. Good points, Ash.
Why is it like one?
Okay, who's next? Anybody else have one? Yaakov, you have one? Yeah, here you go. Let him go.
First, I want to know, why am I missing gum? Yeah. You wanted a gum?
Here, can I have one?
Yeah. If that person in the Zoom.
Are they done already?
Always be flexible and bend together, band together, band together.
Rubber band.
Stay out of that one.
Flexible and band together.
Always be flexible and band it together.
What does band mean?
Rubber band.
I say Band-Aid. You know a band?
Rubber band. Remember that one by Lisa's barbershop.
A piano! I'm telling you it's a piano.
Loiterman is coming for the.
God, what am I gonna do with this one?
He's marrying Carmela's niece.
Okay.
Erasers.
Oh, open it.
I'm like,
Okay, next.
I've never seen this company before, but it's
What's the next one?
Wait, we need to go open it.
it says rubber on it and it says Band-Aids. This is a Canadian company.
Oh, wow.
Cigarettes.
Band-Aids. I really need this.
It's heavy duty. Heavy fabric. It says over here. It says tissue robust. Is this in French? Tissue robust.
You always light up each other.
In Hebrew.
I said before, for sure.
Could you say it again, please?
What is it?
Say it again.
May you always light up each other lights. And I think
You always light up each other's lives.
okay. Can I open yet?
Yeah.
And I go a flash one. I say flash one. It's a good one. So when you want it for camp, so you keep for camp. I don't know, you might send them when they go, it depends.
Shprintza, forget it. Email will
She
say
tries, they try.
Email will say when you think you go to camp.
What about my
It's a good one. I tell you, it's a good flash
A woman needs gentle care plus a dozen roses.
Gentle care.
One more time.
Gentle care plus a dozen roses. I have no idea.
A woman needs gentle care and a dozen roses.
Exactly. That's what I thought. A bouquet of flowers, because that's what this looks like.
Wait.
Another calculator. Sure. How, exactly. Right. I'm trying to figure out what it is.
It's heavy.
It's a brick. There we go.
Let's
Mystery
open
solved. Case closed.
I can't open this.
Can't open this?
I can
Okay.
do it.
Sarah,
I'm gonna
I'll
do it.
hold this. You open it, okay? Go for it.
Oh, this is heavy.
Oh my gosh. You see? It's a brick. I told you.
It's literally like.
Go for it. It's something. It's something fancy. I think this is. Don't drop it. It's a Ziploc bag.
It's lotion.
Oh my god.
Karen and roses. It says Karen.
Oh, it literally says Karen Roses on the back.
It's a hand cream that says Karen Roses.
Oh, very nice.
I mean a body cream.
All right, go for it.
This is the lion lady.
Never cut each other. By the way, I wasn't that off with the bouquet of flowers because it said roses.
Just by the way, okay, now we can get back to it, okay?
It's roses.
You're in the lead.
Never cut each other out. Always share your dreams.
Scissors.
Never cut each other out. Always share your dreams.
Scissors.
Cheer and then share.
It feels like a VCR. A big one. Hotel Shprintza.
Go ahead.
What?
It's so funny.
Okay, we see the package.
Open.
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 Open, please.
His face is like.
You know you're right by the mic.
Open the package, please.
Open.
Open it.
I have to say that it's not a VCR.
It's amazing.
Oh. It is chicken. Chicken? All purpose, actually, but chicken. This is known for chicken scissors.
Built-in sharp.
I'm gonna name him Chicky.
Move it on. Next one.
By the way, this is a really cool one. You know why? This is really cool. It has protection.
That way you won't cut your finger off. Who's next? Is there anybody out there?
Is that it?
There's more in there.
Should be more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yossi hurt me.
Can here.
Can I do this one? Can I do this one? Okay, okay. What does that say?
When all else fails, there's always chocolate.
Chocolate.
I got something.
This is a thinker. This is a thinker.
Be specific.
Donut. This is battery.
This is a real thinker. We're gonna get it right. There's always
Like think for like 10 minutes and it's just like chocolate.
strawberries.
I think I know what this is because I felt it, and it's like really like.
Chocolatey. Hershey's Kisses.
Because I felt it. And I felt all the stuff.
All of them in Crown Heights? Are you kidding me?
Who guessed it?
Oh, really?
Can I do one?
The client's got it right.
Shprintza, you did it?
Yeah.
No, Shprintza does number 20.
Are we up to the last one?
Yes.
Are you sure?
It might be one of
Bubble
you.
time.
Wait, there's one more now.
If you know that sounds loud.
There should be a little bit more.
They give them trees? They actually
Never have any secrets.
they actually give them
This feels like a bar of soap.
Yeah, we have two more. Oh,
There's a
three
few more.
I know.
What does it say?
Secret deodorant.
Never have any secrets.
Shprintza.
It's not big enough.
Now.
Listening.
You should close with every item.
Do it.
Okay.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
Listening, caring, and giving, it's what keeps
What?
your bond strong.
Say it again, please.
Listening, caring, and giving, it's what keeps your bond strong.
Purple.
Earplugs.
maybe.
No.
I think it's a can of tuna fish.
Cigarettes.
Any lions?
It's a calculator.
The lion lady.
I see that. Are you sure you did that?
Headphones.
You don't judge.
Relax, taking first grade again.
Ready? Let me guess.
What's the question?
Oh, it's not just glue. It's clear glue.
No. Now it's almost clear glue.
Almost clear glue. Oh. Who's Shprintza?
We have one more and then we're fixing.
One more first.
When things get boring, find a way to spice up your lives.
Montreal steak.
Spice, either shampoo or deodorant or body spray. Oh, maybe. Oh, shit.
Anyone gave their guesses?
Miami.
All right. I can't tell you what it is. Spice things up. It's a nice Shprintza.
Thank you.
That's right.
Hey, thank you, everybody. What is this?
Montreal steaks.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I literally told you guys what it is. Montreal steak. I guessed it. Okay, the last one.
You're both so lucky you each won the jackpot.
A lottery ticket.
Just tell me
What is she? What is it?
I'm winning.
Oh.
$10,000.
$10,000.
Scrape it. We're scraping it. Not with your nails. Oh, Canada.
Sevi, you didn't finish the ice cream yet?
I was wondering the same thing.
Scrape it, scrape it.
$2.
No. Or like this, or like this, or like this.
He might know the rules of the game.
I'm gonna scrape it.
Oh, there's two. Oh, so if right here is $2.99, we got it, right?
They know not to.
Okay, was noch?
I'm really not getting how it goes.
You scraping?
Hey, now, whoa, wait. So that equals what?
No, but you don't have
10,000. Thank you, guys.
Let's see if Ephraim has good luck.
Okay. One. No, this is 7.
7.
9,000.
Seriously, 7 plus
Oh,
1
I got
is 8.
10,000. Okay. That's a good one.
So if those two are 10,000. Oh! It's missing a couple of zeros, huh?
There's another one. Oh, another 10. This is very exciting.
There is two
There's
$10,000.
also two $1. That's a good question.
I think $1.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Oh my, it has zeros.
Oh, it's $1.
You guys are not finishing the scratch at all.
I know, because you get the idea.
That's Shprintza's beginner luck.
Oh, so what do we got here?
Nothing. A lot of numbers.
So Shprintza won the game.
Yes,
Shprintza won the game. Thank you.
Did she win something?
Vivi, are we done?
Yes, 7. I'm counting 8.
Ashley says it goes well. Goes well with the goes well with the
Okay. The markers.
Here. Here.
Are they on?
Yes.
Good job, Sivi.
Well done, Sivi.
With coin and
Well done.
Thank you. Hi.
coin and
Making a mistake.
And
Sivi, that was
Ephraim-
unbelievable.
Ephraim something.
I know that Mirza Hashem at the next Sheva BRACHOS, I know who to ask to organize the game, and I can retire in peace.
No.
You don't have to wait till next year, bro, because you can retire now.
Okay.
Balter.
Thank you. That was really
Okay,
great.
the markers are the winners.
Okay, the winner?
Thank you very much. We're going to move on to the next part of
Is
the...
there a winner?
Shprintza.
Shprintza won.
The markers.
Yes. Thank you.
The coin, paper, clothes, and I don't know his name.
Okay. Dave, we're going to move on.
Okay.
We have a dynamic duo. Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Avraham HaKohen, Harvim Yom Tov HaKohen, I should say. I'll give you Mahana de Oilam with a duet.
A duet? Really? I think Yossi's doing a solo. Yossi,
Yes,
can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can everybody hear AB through my computer?
Hey, Akiva's listening. Carmela's connected.
Before we start, can I ask the host to enable my screen sharing?
Where's Akiva?
Amy, hold on for a second. I'm not ready yet. I got to get myself set up a second.
Amy, wait for me.
Shlomie, could you enable my screen sharing, please?
Yes.
You gotta tell me.
Akiva Balter thinks I can only write Grammin with him. Right?
1 second.
Well, that's what I wanted to say. Akiva, I never realized how hard it is to work with AB. His standards of professionalism are beyond my reach.
There's a terrible echo.
And he's very intimidating.
Someone has two lights on and there's a terrible echo.
AB, I got to hang up on you. It's my fault. Okay, is it better?
Yes.
It was my phone, so we'll have to see if this will work over
Uh-oh.
Zoom. It might not. So let me just see if I can get my screen
I'm
share.
gonna mute.
I don't know if it works. If I can play and you can sing.
I'm gonna mute your computer, and your sounds are gonna come through Yossi's second phone. I just lost my ability. One sec. AB mute. Yossi. Yossi, can you hear me?
I can hear you. So I can call. Let me call AV back again. Once you muted him, let me see if we can get him on.
Oh.
So I was just saying that working with AB is very, very challenging, and I didn't realize what a perfectionist he is, and it now has brought me to a new level of appreciation of Akiva. AB, are you ready?
No, it's not working, Yossi.
Okay, so I'll hang up. AB, I have to hang up on you. Okay, so we'll just have to do it the primitive
I'll give you the first note.
Okay, but I just want I want to surprise you, AB.
That's it.
Okay. Boy, am I humbled working under AB's direction. A true artist settles for nothing less than perfection. When I told him my Grammin, I saw that his ears did hurt. I was afraid I would trigger a Midos alert. I didn't realize that there's so much work behind the scene to write songs for journeys and the marvelous Midos machine. The words have to be pronounced clear, slow, and perfectly. And of course, make sure, Yossi, to start on the right key. Thank you, AB. There's so much to say about the Balter family, pillars and mainstays of the Toronto community. Every function at the Agudah, whether for women or for men, has Akiva's or Carmela's fingerprints all over them. In Toronto, this devotion is very well known. It's not just something they do, it's teeth in their bones. It is a constant avodah, not just done once in a while, and never begrudgingly, always with a smile. Maybe take it away.
Come on, Chevra, everybody. Ya da 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 da. Ya da da da.
Carmela's culinary skills are known to be first rate, but when it comes to chesed, she piles it on her own plate, getting things done that no one else could, like running the Shalishudis of the Agudah sisterhood. There's one way their lifestyle pays big dividends. I don't know another couple that has more friends. From the over of this past Friday, you could see what I mean. So many people signed on Zoom, there was no more room on the screen. Whenever Akiva is asked to help, the answer never is maybe, even on the golf course. And I heard this from AB. Akiva's mind is working for the cloud, and it drives AB nuts With a phone in his ear, Akiva Sama still makes his putts. Hey, la da 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 dum, da da dum, da 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 dum, da 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 dum, hey, da 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 dum, da 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 dum, ya da da dum. Yes, Akiva loves sports and has always been athletic. But his popularity is because he's so caring and empathetic. He truly is a good friend and even a better neighbor. Not only worries about everyone's matzah, even takes care of their matzaver. It's not just his chesed that deserves our admiration. I keep things with creativity, always with chiddush and innovation. It's part of his personality, charm, and appeal. In fact, we think of Kiva as a Gilgal, of the guy who invented the wheel. Hey, la da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da da da, la da 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 da, la da da da. Akiva strikes well above his weight. When no one's even planning, he's already out of the gate. Just like the Rabbi Shalom, who times things perfectly. The Refuah came before the Makkah with Akiva's Agudah Broadcasting Company. La da 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 da, la da da da, da da da, ya da 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 da, da 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 da, ya da 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 da, da 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 da. While being passed from door to door, Ephraim's dedication to all Yidden is deep inside his core. He also has his parents' legendary Mesikus and will no doubt succeed at whatever he does, whether chinuch or his shelichus. Oh, yada-da-da-dum, 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 yada-da-da-dum,
Yossi, say two paragraphs at once. Yossi, two paragraphs at once before the refrain. Two paragraphs.
Ephraim started his career with a bang and a thunder, trailblazing Yiddishkeit in the land down under. A true chassid of the Rebbe, following his direction, putting tefillin on Yidden at the Siyam Hashas, up in the nosebleed section. Yada-dum, yada-da-da-dum, 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 oh-yum. So at this simcha, as Akiva and Carmela prepared, another one real soon, when Avi finds his bashet. And if Avi moves fast, it won't be too hard. All he needs is a girl with a house and a big backyard.
Yossi, two paragraphs or three with a refrain. You're building big momentum.
I can't change it because it's too wide. A few months ago, we all saw the Dow Jones take a dive, but Baruch Hashem, it's once again coming alive. Akiva's also on the rise, like a solid blue chip stock. No longer a poshet tefillah, is the chayid mit afrak. La da 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 dum, la da 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 dum,
There's only one more to go.
Oh, yeah, da 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 da, la da 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 da, oh, yo 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 yo. So let's raise up our glasses
You can't.
and toast l'chaim to the Chosin and Kala, Shprintza and Ephraim. May Hashem grant them happiness, Mazal and Atzlocha, with a bias name in Yisrael filled only with beracha.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yossi, everything was AB's, including the part about
I'd like to say something right now.
Akiva, wait.
Akiva, you do a rebuttal by obvious Sheva, bro. Oh, yes.
Okay, thank you very much, Yossi. That was fantastic.
Now you have a rebuttal?
AB wrote it because all of the words were in capital.
It's not true, Akiva. Yossi wrote plenty.
I know.
Yossi wrote plenty, especially the first two.
I'm always ready to
up.
take credit for your work anytime.
Anyway, Shkaya, everybody.
Very well done.
Hi, Sarah.
By himself.
You said he's.
Akiva.
What?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here.
Have you guys had dessert already?
No.
You want to, sir? We have one more presentation, although we're like an hour and a half after the time. But
Okay.
we're happy to continue or hear Sheva BRACHOS, whatever you like.
Well, how are you guys? Let me find out here. I'll get right back to you, okay?
Shlomie, why can't they just eat and just let it roll? That's all. Don't hold anything up.
Well, if they're not going to listen, then what's the point of playing it?
Why they can't eat and listen at the same time? They can do two things at once, no?
Do the people there look like they're listening to anything?
I can't see anything. I'm just kidding.
It's hard to say. If you have one more presentation, why don't you go ahead and do that? You know what? Give us about 10 minutes to clean up, okay? 5 minutes.
No problem. Plenty of time.
Okay, 5 minutes to clean up and we'll come back. That was unbelievable, all right?
Whatever you like.
Okay, 5 minutes. Okay, we'll be right back.
He's mamish nervous if he's not going to run it. It's great.
It's unbelievable.
Great.
Shlomie?
Yeah.
Sure.
I think really, Yossi won. I made a mistake, but he can't get an aroma card, can he?
Cynthia, I can't hear a word you're saying.
I think really Yossi Cannon won. He's Ephraim's cousin. He had 15 right. The martyrs had 13. But I'm giving it to the martyrs because they're over there.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Some of the game.
And who what? You do what you like. Not my.
Okay, I'm giving it to the martyrs.
Yay! Mosh can smile.
Anyway, Dovid, I didn't want to play the next thing if it's meant for the for the Bali Sippa to listen to. You're muted, Dovid. I can't hear.
What's on the what I said?
Everybody go get dessert.
We ate ours already.
We ate dessert.
You ate dessert already?
Yeah.
Oh, the.
All right.
I mean, I was eating dessert when you were eating the main course.
I just started mine.
I know you're working tonight. I feel for you.
What is the next thing on the schedule?
One more. We have a speech, but a video speech.
Whose speech?
a speech, but it's a video speech. It's a.
Ooh.
Ooh.
You have to wait and hear and see.
No, I want to know now.
We're New Yorkers. We want to know now.
Good night, Ashley. Good night.
Right. Hey, is the oldest guy in the room over here? Oh, AB's here. Sorry.
1 second. We charge you double. You had 2 screens for at least 25 minutes. You got to pay for 2 screens. You know that guy on the subway, or you don't take the subway, but the guy in the subway who sits on 2 seats, we charge him twice.
Same on the air.
I was just going to say that. It's the same guy on the plane. When there is a plane.
When there is a plane.
Actually, the planes are packed.
What?
Planes are packed. No
Letting
masks.
people sit next to each other?
Right next to each other. The planes are packed.
What's going on?
It's retarded.
But there are very few flights.
No, that's not true. It's not within the states. There are.
Everyone went to Orlando.
Now. There are a lot of people that went to Orlando that didn't go for Pesach and they weren't getting their money back. So they went this past week, last week.
Oh,
And?
You know, so the planes were all packed. They show it on the news all the time. There's no social distancing. Actually, my niece went to Boca, and at first, each family had to sit in 1 row, and there was space. By the time she went back home, gone. Everybody was just packed in.
Wow. I don't know. I don't know. I have lots of airline credits. From Pesach, Eretz Yisrael. Let's hope they honor them.
Just say hi.
Hope we just fly straight to Israel. That's it.
A lot of kids come in. Soon.
I heard the guys who are selling mileage these days aren't doing too good.
Same guy that's selling cruise line seats. Yeah.
No one's buying mileage stuff these days.
No, but the mileage seats will come back.
Yeah, but the points are worth a lot less now.
I was thinking we can buy hotels and cruise ships and turn them into yeshivas.
Yeah.
I bet I did.
A floating yeshiva.
We once had a port play. Akiva wrote that play in Ner Yisrael, the yeshiva boat.
Seminaries.
1981, Ner Yisrael. He had to apologize to Rabbi Nayowitz. To Rabbi Eisen.
That's because he was thinking about the Love Boat. Yeah.
That is right. No, they played the music from the Love Boat, right? And you heard everyone say goodnight to each other. And you should say there was a riot. And Akiva, of course, he was the guy on the he was the main guy, and he had to go to Rabbi Eisen's house and apologize next day to him.
Sit
And Rabbi Friedler Lassal asked us how come we couldn't write a play on Mefiras Yosef.
Sivi, thank you for the game. Very nice.
Sivi, thank you.
Still didn't finish that ice cream?
I was trying to follow the cameras. I just couldn't.
It's really hard. I made a mistake though. This guy won.
Once you were able to see, it was a lot of fun. So I hope
This other guy won, but he said he'll give the card to the winner here because he can't use it there.
Okay.
Everything worked very well, Shlomie. And Sid.
Sivi, you really got your money's worth of that ice cream.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna throw up.
Entertainment, watching, drinking ice cream, all that.
I feel sick.
He's on talk.
Tzvita also looks over there.
Mazel tov. Now that's a mazel tov.
That really
By the
sweet
way,
cardboard cutout.
Guys, Dovid, do you remember when you and Akiva
I
served
remember Goldie.
beer in the park? Do you remember that barbecue?
Here in Muncie or in Toronto?
What are you talking about, Muncie?
Earl Bales
In
Park.
Earl Bales Park.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
You got Goldie
You got
drunk.
Goldie drunk. She was waddling. Remember that?
Remember that.
Too bad, no videos those days.
I have pictures of that.
So do I. You told us it was
That's
apple
before my
juice.
time.
Actually,
You had beer in a
David,
tupper.
that sounds familiar. That's not the first time you've done that.
Remember that too?
Oh yeah, you did it to Avi 5 years later, 3 years later. 5
we
years
see
later.
Goldie going around drinking this Tupperware, wobbling around.
With a mask.
Lucky Mr. Berger's not here also.
We on that? We mute? Can mute?
I thought that was a Tzvi.
Looks like he was asking what's going on.
Who?
It looks like he was asking what's going on.
Where? On the chat?
I just saw it there.
Yeah, they're looking at the screen.
What?
Oh, that's. Oh, now.
How'd they eat so?
What do you see? What do you see?
What is that? I hope the food was good.
It looked good, but
I didn't see the dessert. Was the dessert good?
The dessert is supposed to be peanut butter s'more.
They didn't get it yet?
No,
They're all crowding around the table. There's dessert.
s'mores and peanut butter mousse.
Yeah, there's a lot of social distancing going on over there.
I just took.
They're really into the food. It's very nice. Akiva is very happy. He's sitting there.
Sure.
Look how happy he's good. Carmela's involved. It's great.
We're all gonna have to fast for them when they come home.
And I'll spotlight them. Let's see what they look like.
Okay, Shlomie,
Yeah.
I think we're ready for the next course.
Okay. Everybody. Okay. Give me a moment.
How's
What's
dessert,
that?
Akiva?
Is it a video? Remember to enable sound on the computer.
Thank you.
How's dessert?
Thank you for dessert. I really liked it. It's really yummy.
Great.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Did he serve you guys drinks? Vodka?
Water bottles.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna need
Thank you for the Flint.
here. Ready to go? That's it. That's the one, right? Okay. Share screen. Share computer sound.
Here we go.
Everybody mute themselves.
Good evening. Welcome back to ABC Studios here in Toronto. I'd like to wish a mazel tov to Akiva and Carmela Balter, and to Rabbi Ephraim and Yedida Flint on the marriage of their children. And I'd like to thank the Flint family for attending tonight's Sheva BRACHOS. It's great that we're going to be able to actually have a minion present and say the BRACHOS. That's a real blessing for everyone here. Today's hosts here in Toronto are Volvi and Adina Bergman, Shlomie and Sivia Ox, Moshe and Dina Martyr, Eddie and Hannah Klein, Yisrael and Batya Lewish, Dudi and Debbie Menzelewski. Also, we have Yaini and Ali Menzelewski. Ali, thank you for doing all the notifications, emails, updates, and sending out the invites. Shlomie and Riva Feintuch. Riva, thank you for the decor and arranging to have that all sent into New York. Shlomie, thank you for hosting the Zoom tonight and doing all the editing. Thank you to your kids for the editing that they did. Thank you to Tzvi and Tzivi Hirschman, also a host tonight. Sivi, thank you for managing all the hosts and gathering all the information and taking care of all the financial arrangements tonight. And Sivi, thank you for listening to your wife through all this. And I'd like to thank myself for what I've done. And I'd like to thank my dear wife, Laura, for putting up with me these past few days and my whole life, actually. And of course, for helping me out with my makeup for my on-air presentations. And thank you to the Anisfeld family in Muncie, Bashi and Ashley Anisfeld. Bashi, thank you for arranging the food, and thank you, Bashi, for listening to your husband through all this as well. So we're gathered here tonight for this second Sheva BRACHOS that we are making, that is being made for the young couple. Akiva and I go back a long way. However, I wanted to really focus more on, more relevant issues that are going on with us today. So a while back, when we started the new cycle for Daf Yomi, Akiva got into his mind that he would start broadcasting the Daf Yomi Shir. And he started broadcasting it on YouTube. And of course, there were a lot of challenges that he went through. And I started to actually attend remotely. I would actually watch it early in the morning, and it was an amazing thing to be able to attend the shiur live. It was always a challenge for me to show up to shul so early in the morning, and this was it was really amazing, and I tried to help him out with it. In fact, one of the most important things that I did is that the Maggid shiur is Yossi Simon, and he's a very, very personable person. He is a caring person. He's intelligent, and he gives a great shiur. And in fact, when the shiur ended the last cycle, I would say there was only about 2 or 3 guys attending. It was a fairly recent Daf Yomi. I don't know if it's more than 2-3 years old at the most. And when Akiva started with this new cycle, the attendance increased dramatically. We have anywhere from 10 to 15, maybe even 20 people, attending this year. And I took it upon myself to make a note of what time in the broadcast were the jokes that Yossi Simon would tell. He's amazing, and there was a lot of demand for that information, so I'm happy I was able to help out. On a more serious note, there was a lot of work that Akiva put into this, and I couldn't understand it. Like, why is he doing all this? And it just doesn't make sense. But now with what's going on in the world today, with the coronavirus, we know that the refuah always comes before the makkah. And unfortunately, when we had to close our shul, Akiva was already up and running with all this. He was able to continue this Daf Yomi, right away. And I'll say that, I didn't last that long, actually. I think after about 2 or 3 weeks, into Masechtas Brachos, I pretty much dropped out. However, when we restarted now, something changed, and I know what it was, and I'm attending every morning, and it's a beautiful thing. Number one, to be able to learn, during this time on a regular basis, even though we can't make it to shul, have a Maggid shiur who cares about each one of us, and to see all our friends, and to see how much this means to all of them to be able to learn, during this time. So, it really was amazing that this came about, and I was thinking about it, like how is it that this fell into Akiva's head to do this, and look how important it is that we have this now during this time. So I wanted to tell you a story that I heard recently about the Baal Shem Tov. And they say that this story happened to him when he was a young man, and we know the Baal Shem Tov is the founder of Hasidus, which has had an unimaginable and unmeasurable positive effect on the Jewish people. And of course, we know Lubavitch comes from the Baal Shem Tov and all other Hasidus as well. So he was an orphan. The Baal Shem Tov was an orphan, and he was, as a young man, I don't know how young he was, but he had a job. He was an assistant teacher at a cheder in a small town, and this cheder was in a house, and the rabbi of the cheder was the owner of the house, and he was a bitter man. It was a difficult situation. The kids would misbehave, and he would lose his temper, and his wife was there also because the cheder was in the house, and she was an angry and bitter person, and it was a lot for him to constantly be around this environment, which was so much negativity. So one day he just left. He ran out to the forest, and he was there davening and talking to Hashem, and this old man shows up, and the old man asks him, son, what's going on? What can I do? Can I do anything to help you? And he recounts the difficulties that he's facing. So the old man says, I'm going to give you a bracha. And the Baal Shem Tov goes, oh, thank goodness I'm going to get a bracha. And the old man goes, you will have eyes to see, And the Baal Shem Tov goes, the Yahweh goes, I have eyes. I have eyes. I have eyes to see. Give me. What else can you give me? But as he looks up, the old man just disappears. So the Baal Shem Tov gets up and he goes back to the house, and he walks back in, and he sees the man. He sees the Melamed teaching the boys, and he sees a man who is doing his best he can under these circumstances, and he sees what this man wants to do, and he sees the wife, and the wife is there to support her husband, and even though it's difficult, she's still there to support him. And the children are come from very, very poor families, and it's difficult to be stuck in a little house, being taught by a man, and the wife is around, but he can see the potential in all these children, and from that he became the great person that he was for Klal Yisrael, and all his students that came out from him, and all the Hasidus and all the teachings that have such a huge impact on all of us, and all of us today and tonight, here at the Simcha. And I believe that is what Akiva, was blessed with. He was blessed with open eyes, and when you come to our shul, every person imaginable comes to him to speak to him, because Akiva sees the beauty in each one of those people, whether they want to talk politics, or they want to talk Torah, or they want to talk about the shul, or they want to talk about money, whether it's the old people or young people or poor people or wealthy people, they're all flocking to him. And he's done so much for our shul, and I'm honored to be his friend, and all of us are honored to be his friends. And we know that when somebody like this is Isaac in the klal, it puts a big burden on his wife, and Carmela has always been there for him. And I want to mention that, she's always providing us when we come together, get together as friends. She provides beautiful food for all of us to partake in. And as Ephraim spoke out in his mimer, there's the Chitzonius and there's the Pneumius, and they both have their part. And Carmela is always there to do that for Akiva. And we know that, even her job that she has, Hashem sent her a job, a skill that she's able to cook, and she provides food for many, many people. And it's really a beautiful thing. And we know that Akiva is also Meiser Nefesh, to support his wife. We know that whenever it needs to be tasted, or he needs to partake in a delicious dish that she has made, he's always there. And here we see a husband and wife, supporting each other, in an excellent way. So, Ephraim, I know you're following in your father's footsteps, and I know you're actually going to even outshine him in the future. And why is that? Because we see you're out there, and you're out there putting on tefillin and doing your work. And where are you? You're at the stadium. You're at the sports events. And that is what your father was involved in when he was younger. It was a big, big attraction for him, sports. And he has grown, and he has achieved. And you are, even now at such a young age, you are achieving in that venue. So, Shprintza, I wish you a lot of joy and happiness together with your husband. And I bless both of you to achieve and go on to build a Bayis Neman B'Yisrael. And on a more mundane level, I just wanted to let you know, Kiva, that I got hoodwinked into some sort of initiative that is working on putting together some boundaries and guidelines to reopen our shul. However, this Friday afternoon, we hit a major snag. I couldn't fit into my suit. And I believe that's a very wide-ranging problem that has been brought up, and we don't know how we're going to get through that, but we are gathering information on it. Thank you, and have a great evening.
cousin is always promised. Wow. 1 inch of faith is no benefit to that faith. Zero benefit to that faith.
Nice.
That was
unbelievable.
Fabulous.
Destructive.
Just passed the
Mendel, here's A.B. Rocket.
We need something.
Akiva?
Yes.
Akiva. Where did he go?
Somewhere. Then she's gone.
Yeah, I found it. You guys hear us? Another phone there. I don't see the other phone.
Find hot text like it is. It's every single.
I can't hear him.
Okay, is that clear? Is it clear
Oh,
now?
now we can hear you.
Thank you. You have to understand one of the things is we put it on a big screen here so everybody can see, and sometimes there's feedback from some of the phones that come out and goes into the screen and gets circled.
No
Dovid, you
problem.
spoke magnificently. I don't know how you did that on one take.
He said it
And
was one take.
everything most of what you said is even true. That's what really makes it amazing.
It's all true.
But I appreciate it, and I just want to let you know that wherever I'm going, I'm schlepping you along for the ride.
And I'm telling you, it's a bumpy ride.
Because I ain't going myself.
But we'll still show up
I'm
late.
schlepping all of you.
Can we
What's
still?
that?
Can we still?
Oh, but that means you're putting on a capato.
Right, if you don't fit into a suit, put a kaput on.
There you go. There's the solution. Chaim.
Chaim, l'chaim. Okay, we're gonna bench. Okay, what do you want?
Akiva, can we stay on and listen to the Sheva Brachos at least?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so then the Sheva Brachos are yours. You pick, you dole out. It's all up to you.
Okay, thank you.
I don't know why. Why do you want to force this?
Oh, come on.
You're
My
upset at me
chef.
that I didn't want to book. And you're fighting with me. Why I didn't book? Why I didn't want to book?
You did a great job.
You spent all this time trying to convince me that it was.
Why these guys? Lights be open. Nobody listens. Is it Shira? What?
You just make up from now on that we're going to not discuss it anymore.
I don't know.
Hi, Rachi Flint. Hello, Rachi Flint.
Yeah, that face is like we did something wrong. All your family.
Who's the host on the
No.
interview?
No.
Oh, did they see this? Valerie died waiting to meet him and invite host. Oh, Shlomie.
Sure.
How do you know?
Who's he? Who's it there?
Oh. That could be anyone. She could just look us up.
Yeah.
Why not?
Debbie keeps talking.
We're not. We're on mute. We're not.
We are not muted,
No, we're not muted.
but we're here.
Yeah.
Laura.
Well, I need somebody in the waiting room once we get in.
I'm not muted.
Oh, gosh. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Natashi.
Why did she leave?
Their phone died.
She forgot the
Their battery died.
Annisfeld, this is Toronto. Once you leave, you can't come back.
Toronto?
No, I thought it was a Hotel California.
That's the guy from Flatbush.
Nasty.
I'm done hosting. 1 second, I'm making Dovid said he wants to be host. Where is he? Dovid and Debbie. More. Make host.
I've never hosted before. I have no idea what to do.
You now host. Bye.
Have fun.
I've never done it before. I have no idea what to do.
Figure it out. Don't open your
Okay.
mouth. Figure it
I guess
out.
we're screwed.
It's all yours.
You're throwing it under the bus.
You got to give me a warning, and I can watch a YouTube video on how to do everything. I'm good.
No, you need to suffer pain.
What's the next thing?
Figure it out.
Thing on the agenda here.
Wake up Daniel. He knows what to do. That's what I do.
Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Thank you. I just want to say thank you to everyone for coming and for hosting and arranging. It was beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much.
We can't wait to have you back. Dovid, unmute everybody.
Amazing job,
do it.
as always.
Better figure it out.
The main part is coming soon.
We're actually on meeting.
And the dancing.
Benny, how do I
I'm waiting for Parim Chadosh. No, I said.
Are there any more buttons? There's no more buttons. Up here, maybe?
What do we have to do?
Unmute everybody, but everyone's unmuted.
Debbie and Debbie, okay over there?
We'll figure it out.
Who's speaking?
Unmute all. Here. Okay, now I can put that on my resume. I've hosted a Zoom meeting.
I did it. I figured it out. Get out of here. Don't take my credit.
I'll take that. I know this is
So how do you unmute a specific
Got two devices.
You're gonna have 50%. Because I'm not gonna lie to you.
That was Benny. He didn't trust you anymore, Dovid.
You think Shlomie's been running
I-
it, but
I-
really
it
he's
wasn't
not.
me.
It's
That was
Benny.
Benny. Here's Benny.
No, it's good practice.
He's the guy who made the video. He gets to host and
Shayna made the video.
Shayna.
And Shayna.
Okay, let's unmute.
He's the puppeteer.
You're the one who probed after, well, maybe in a month you would think that way. I have a question. Right now, that's not her frame of reference. She's a deporter. She doesn't want to go there. She doesn't want to keep it. Let her hold up. It doesn't mean I'm going to agree to her. If she asks me, you think it'll ever happen? I'll say no, I don't think it'll ever happen. If you're still willing, if you want to hold out, I have no problem with people out. I didn't know it. No.
Man.
Believe
it or not.
Okay. So I don't know. I can only see 3 people at a time because I'm looking at not through a computer. I'm looking at it through a cell phone. So right now I see Dovid and Debbie on the screen, and I see Moshe and Dina. You know, Moshe, when I first came on the screen and I saw you, I thought I was looking at myself. And I don't know, and that's so Dovid and Debbie, thank you so much for coming. And since it's been a theme in the event that we've been talking about Yomi, Dovid and Debbie are here. That's Shmuel and Shana. We get to them. Dovid was really, before Yossi Simon came along, I was learning with Dovid in the morning. I don't know if you remember. Right? We were learning in the morning, and then I discovered Yossi. So most people just forget Dovid, I'm out of here, but I schlepped Dovid up. I said, you got to come learn with this guy with me. That's how it happened, if you remember.
Do you remember what we were learning?
We were learning Chumash. We were learning Rashi with Dvar Malchus, right?
Yep.
We were learning Sichos and Rashi. And Yossi was got put on waivers by Dirshu, and Baruch Hashem, we got to pick him up. Moshe, I know you smiled when AB said the putt jokes, right? But Amir Tashem, I just got a text from him that they're opening the golf courses this weekend. So get your clubs ready and we can discuss the Zoom Sheva Brachos that is coming up. Yeah. It's a holy game. It's all the beefs.
Holy game. Oh,
Shmuel and Shani, I know everybody puts on me the weight of the shul and I carry it. It's not true. The man and woman who are sitting right there, Shmuel and Shani, have their hand in everything that the shul does as well. And I know he's a big unav, but the world is finding out more and more the big Baal Stucker. Shmuel, come into the picture. Slide over. Slide over. There he is. Take a bow. We all know what the work he does and the big heart that he has and the generosity that he does, and I appreciate it very much. Okay, just slide it over if you can. Let me know when Panim Kadoshis are here. It's here. Okay. Right here. Okay. Volvi, everything you know, I know when Rabbi Engel was talking about York Downs, I saw you nodding your head in agreement. Thank you. Thank you for staying in touch, and thank you for always bringing the voice of reason every time we meet. Thank you. And to, I see that's the other camera. Ashley and Bashi, thank you for maintaining a home away from Muncie. I don't know if Ephraim ever stayed in your house, but your hospitality really knows no bounds. And our friendship runs deep, and I appreciate it very, very much. I know you would have this close to coming to Crown Heights last night. It's okay that you didn't. The Mirtzah, we should share Simchas again. Thank you so much. The food. Thank you very, very much. That's Cayman. Oh, here we go. Look at this. The Three Musketeers. Ali, wake up. Wake up.
I'm not sleeping.
Shlomie Riva, fantastic. You did a great job. I know it's very, very hard to manage, to listen to three people giving you advice while you're running this. But amazing. And Amir Hashem, you guys have really raised the bar. You really made it difficult for me to outdo this, what you did this Sheva Brachos. But Bli Neder, I will outdo it. You make the Simchas, and I'll make these Sheva Brachos happen.
Me. And a 10.
And to Dovid and Laura, thank you very much. I know that the life is a bit of a roller coaster, but I can tell you that it's leveling out, and there's happy days are coming. Just you wait and see. I don't really have anything to say. I doubt you had anything to do with this Sheva Brachos. There's no tent, and there's no decor. But I'm sure there was a contribution anyway. You appreciate it very, very much. We're about to do Sheva Brachos. I know there's other people. Bli Neder, I'll try to get a word in text who was there, but thank you very much. I don't really feel that you guys were not here in any way. I really felt you were all here with me and with Carmela during the wedding. We really were all here. So thank you. Thank you. Yeah, no, we want to bench. We're going to bench now. Shira Malas. So, thank you. No, go back. Go back. We ready to sing Shira Malas? Right?
We never thought that.
Back to the other one.
Okay, come on. Go, let's go.
The sound coming out from their phone.
You need to get up. You need to get up.
You're a good man.
Please get up.
Okay, are we ready to sing Shira Malas? Okay, Speed to me, thank you very much. I know that every Sheva Brachos needs somebody to make sure that the lines are drawn and the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. Thank you for always keeping your pencil sharp. Thank you. Eddie, it's so nice that you can join this year. Please continue to come, even if you're on Zoom or it's on YouTube. Stay hanging on. We're gonna schlep you along. Okay? Shir Simchas. It's all the same. I know you speak to you after.
That's what same with that's what the chassid. This is the same thing for the chassid. Yeah, it's the same place. It's the same place. No, it's the same thing. This is the same one. Yeah, the second.
You doing this
One
camera?
that's in my hand.
I thought we were gonna use this one. Oh yeah, it is this. Maybe I want it like that. Why isn't this one working? Hey. He's doing that. We're gonna play this.
I turn it this way.
Yeah.
Male. Female or all young. Who's the Kain? Kain. Have a Levi.
Do we have a Levi here? Okay.
Let's close it. This is where the Kabbalah's farmers were, I think, Ollie. You know, mistake. You make Kabbalah's farmers, Ollie.
That's what I bought myself as a Pesach prayer. Also, what are you looking for?
Your rings are always on the rock.
Yes.
Maybe we should put a trick on Diddy and Debbie, no?
How many brachos? How many?
You put up a sign that says the world exploded or something?
Yeah, no.
Like whatever you want me to do, your new job title is official phone holder. That's it.
You did that one by the presidents.
At least I got it somewhere.
Yeah.
You need another plate? Okay, a plate?
Can you swipe? I want to see what there is. Can you swipe?
I'll sweat.
You notice he's wearing long now during the week?
Why is she looking like that?
It's the picture.
Whoa, that's keep it like that.
You want a second cut? The big scissors.
Yeah.
Show
them how we have to sign. Yeah, the screen. A huge screen. You did that? Oh, no. No, I
The original.
You want me to show again, Shlomie?
No, he's talking wearing long.
You guys already bed? You already bed?
How to do the flip up.
I can't. Sorry.
Boys, we're going to mention. Run,
Yes, you guys are all being watched.
Guys? I think Debbie should pay extra for not being here for benching.
Yeah.
And my wife as well. I don't know if you guys heard, the Freeburgs made a shidduch tonight.
Oh, Mazel Tov.
We took Sheena to drive by.
You got the thing, that's the father.
We can't, what do you think they're up to? You think they're doing Yahweh?
Sure, it's on the thing.
No, they're about to start.
Cool.
Here.
Okay, we got a monitor. Who's the monitor? Jankowitz.
Are you the monitor?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'hagah Baruch Amen.
Amen.
Come on.
What?
Keep walking.
You know where my daughter.
Hey, keep walking.
Before you get you.
Maybe.
בקיבוץ פנה לשכה ושמחה ברוך אתה אדוני משמח ציון בבוניה.
I never knew I can't keep my hands still.
What kind of name is that? Her last name. You're muted.
You have to come on and say most stuff. You never came on.
Oh.
Benching.
Yeah, see something goes. What's live? I'll sit down.
It says live.
Hi, Lazarus. Come on.
Amen.
Hold on.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Yitzircha, v'ganeda mikene. Areim ahuvim.
Okay, that was more exercise than I had in the past 2 months.
Get some oxygen.
We had the last 2 months.
Did we get a screenshot?
What?
Did we get a screenshot?
It's all recording.
Oh.
No pressure, Barrel.
It's all, Bashi, it's all recorded.
Okay.
Well, not the beginning band.
I couldn't get a screenshot.
It's recorded.
Ahuvim. Yitzircha, v'ganeda mikene.
I had myself.
If anybody wants a copy of the videos, send Julia $25 if you have.
Didn't even get my face in it. Mendel was 2.
Huh? Mendel's free.
Bunch of people.
Okay.
And everybody was very, very upset.
1 second.
Kiva.
Balter, Ryan.
See them? See them?
Mazel tov, Ephraim.
Mazel tov.
Who's that?
Sorry doing that picture.
Remember the name of the doctor?
Here they are. They say the rest.
You're not me.
So we're gonna dub in Mariv. Everyone here wants to dub in Mariv. Thank you,
guys. Should I shut it off?
No, let's watch it.
I got it down myself.
Mazel tov. Let it run on auto.
Thank you for hosting.
Simchas in the future.
Mazel
Good job,
tov,
everybody.
Not on Zoom.
Thank you.
Good to see you, Ashley.
I have a career in this.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. Great job.
Well, thank
It
you.
was so great to be finally part of a Sheva Brachos.
Go to participants. You can
Next
see
time you have to fly up.
See what I mean? This gives you.
Yeah, count on it.
There you go. Done.
Okay. Take care, guys. Good
See
night.
you guys.
Right.
Back. Close that. Whoop, when you get back here. This tells you here you control your own. Thank you, everybody. If I didn't get to people, I didn't speak to the Lewishes and who else? And Tzvi and Tivi. And
my
goodness,
sister.
this is your sister?
Yeah,
that's your sister. That's the professor?
Lazar, and that's
That's your
Grammin.
sister too?
Yeah.
No, that was your sister?
That's Lazar, yeah.
That's your sister, because I have a neighbor, Lazar. I'm Mendel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your neighbor. Okay, she looks a little bit like
That's
our
me,
neighbor.
Gulitz. I think
That's
that's
me.
it.
That's it? Shlomie and Reba. Okay, I'll get to everybody. Thank you so much. You guys are great.
Go, Dovid.
Love that microphone. Save that mic. That mic.
It's all paper, baby. It's all
Okay.
paper.
Don't belittle it. Thank you
Okay.
very much.
Bye. Thank you.
Also, good night.
Um,